Hello, Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome to Economics Study with Farhana. Today I am gonna tell you about the basic differences between standard deviation and standard error. Most of the time we confuse about the differences between these two. So I will try to explain easily so that you can understand the differences between these two. So standard deviation and standard error basically measures the variability or dispersion, but the dispersion in different sense. First of all, the standard deviation measures the amount of variability from individual data values to the mean. That means it measures the variability of the individual data values from the mean values of these individual data values. So the standard deviation formula is this on the xi is basically the each individual data values, and this x bar is basically the mean of these data values, and n is the number of data. And the standard error measures how far the sample mean of the data is likely to be from the true population mean. That means it measures the variability of sample mean from the true population mean. So standard error formula is standard deviation divided by root n. So if we want to explain it through the visualization, we can say that suppose there are individual data values. That means these are the sample values. This is sample 1, this is sample 2, this is sample 3, and lots of sample values. And from these sample values we get the sample mean. That means from the sample values we calculate the mean values, and this is the sample mean. And the standard deviation measures the variation of these individual values from these sample mean values. That means how far the each individual values are from this sample mean. So this is about the standard deviation. But what about the standard error? Suppose again that these are the sample values. That means each individual values. From the each individual values we subset different kinds of sample. This is the sample 1, this is sample 2, and this is sample 3. That means there are subset of samples, and from this subset of samples we calculate each sample mean. That means these are the sample mean. This is the mean of these individual values, and this is the sample mean of these individual values, and this is the sample mean of this subset of sample values. That means we divided the samples in different groups, and from different group of samples we calculate each samples mean values. This is the sample mean of group 1 sample values, and this is sample mean of sample group 2, and this is the sample mean of sample group 3. From this sample mean we can calculate another mean, that is mean of the sample mean. That means from these 3 sample mean we calculate on mean values. So this is basically the true population means. In reality we can't find the true population mean, so that's why we calculate the mean value of the sample means. And the standard error basically calculate the variations of each sample means from this mean of the sample mean. So we can understand the variation easily if we calculate the dispersion of these sample values from this sample mean. That means this is a standard deviation. But when we calculate the sample means of different subgroup of sample, and from this sample mean we calculate another mean values, and from these mean values we find out the dispersion of this sample means, then this is the standard error. So the standard error is basically the dispersion of the sample means from the mean of the sample mean. So this is basically about the differences between standard deviation and standard error. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Allah Hafiz.